The next guest on Schnitzel Show is something of a modern nomad, driven by a deep motivation to make the world a better place. Maria Kuzma, professional snowboarder, surfer, and self-proclaimed architectural activist, is involved in several progressive startups focused on tackling the challenges of waste production. By combining a career in professional snowboarding with a degree in architecture, Maria sits right at the intersection of action and design, embodying a solution-based approach to the preservation and restoration of Mother Earth. We sit down to talk about her work with NewCycle, a startup focused on waste-to-value offsets and plastic waste management. Most recently, Maria has also become involved in Myzelium, a project developing mycelial filtration systems to treat wastewater runoff from forestry development. Let's get going. Kuzma, first of all, thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Maria is a common name, but where's Kuzma coming from?
Kuzma comes from Poland, so there's a big Kuzma family coming out of Poland, Krakow. Krakow, to be specific.
Krakow.
My grandfather had a good relationship with the head priest or the head Catholic, the head of the church there in Krakow, who then went on to be the Pope.
Oh, really?
So there were letters between my grandfather and that John Paul.
Really? Are they still like in family?
Well, my grandfather's dying wish was for his wife to burn the letters on his death, and she burned them.
Wow. So maybe it was just a joke, or maybe it was the real.
I don't know. He was blacklisted from Poland.
Really?
Yeah, he went to Scotland and
bloody hell.
His brother died, all his family died. He wasn't allowed back in Poland.
That's your start. I mean, part of you.
Yeah. I wish I got my hands on those letters.
Yeah, man.
Amazing.
That's incredible. I mean, I think the Vatican probably would have been faster than you get the hands on these letters.
Maybe.
Because maybe your grandfather didn't write that well of the Pope.
No.
Before he was the Pope.
No, they were friends.
They were friends.
They were friends. So that because in Poland there was, some discourse between the Polish, because my grandfather was head of the ex-servicemen's club, which was a big, anyway, that was his contact.
There's a discrepancy between communism and and religion.
Exactly. So he went to Scotland, found his wife, my grandmother, and there were letters between them, and then he went on to become the Pope.
But I'm really happy that your grandmother actually did fulfill the wish.
Yeah.
I mean,
who knows what was in those letters?
Probably good stuff.
I can only imagine.
Did she read them before she burned them?
No, did. I don't know. She probably did.
She probably did. I would. Would you not?
I would.
Have a sneak peek?
I would rewrite them and then burn those originals.
Just copy them.
Yeah.
In a copying machine.
Why not?
On a book press.
Yeah.
Like the. Oh my God. So, anyways, then the Kuzma family migrated to Scotland.
Well, that part of it did. A lot of the Kuzma family stayed in Krakow. I visited them when I think I was like 10 or 11. There were like whole apartment buildings full of Kuzmas. And then they were growing a lot of...
They must have just looked at you like you're from outer space, having a
Maybe.
Filipino background.
Yeah. I remember them feeding my mum the schnapps or the homemade vodka.
So your mum came with you to go to Krakow?
Oh yeah, the whole family was there, and I remember she was like throwing up in the toilet, and we were like scared because we were like, "What's wrong with Mum?"
She's not well.
And we were like trying to like take care of her, and she was like, "Ma," she was like calling for my dad. My dad was like passed out.
Also like you and your sister were like, "Oh my God, what's going on here? Like we're never gonna go back to Poland again, ever."
So funny.
How does it feel for you? Because I mean, like you have a Filipino background. Your mom's Filipino. You don't look Scottish to me. How does it feel when you rock up these places?
Which ones?
For example, Krakow. How did it feel like? Do you remember?
I was very cozy.
Did you have to drink also schnapps, or did it?
No, I mean I was 11 years old. I'm about to go to Scotland now to meet all the Polish and Scottish relatives, but it's definitely like me and my brother will rock up, and there's like blonde hair, blue eyed.
How's your liver?
Cousins. My I don't do alcohol very well, as you know. So
You're going to be like on the toilet in Scotland somewhere, like in a few days.
I don't know. I think I could hold my schnapps pretty well. I've trained pretty well here. I've had some friends come from New Zealand and get on the schnapps.
Scots, you have no idea.
I think I would give it a good. I've been trained well. I'm a good drink. I'm a good drinker. Like I don't get drunk.
But you can.
Often. I can, but.
That must be the Scottish genome in you.
Yeah.
Zizzling around, jumping around.
Exactly.
So, your mum, where's your mum from?
My mum's from Cebu. She's Cebuan, an island in the Philippines. Beautiful island.
I mean, I've only heard interesting things about the Philippines.
Yeah, I mean, it's so different between the north and the south.
I mean, like a friend of mine was just dealing with some heavy, like, you know, the guy who was running, like in the 80s, like Manila.
Ooh.
Yeah. They were selling not Agent Orange, but they had like really bad stuff there.
And then there's all the religious wars happening in the south right now as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. It's one of the biggest cities, isn't Manila?
It's massive.
Yeah, the traffic is a nightmare there too, apparently.
Yeah.
A friend of mine always told me, like, if you can drive in Manila, you can drive anywhere in the world.
My mum's pretty good at that.
Driving?
Yeah. I remember she would drive through Jakarta and my dad would be like, no.
Just losing it.
Not for me. Okay, and she would be like, okay, let's go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. When I moved to New Zealand, I needed a job. I did many jobs to get me back to Fernie, BC every year. And then I found this one interesting entrepreneur man. He was a retired barrister, which is like a lawyer. And he was purchasing and selling large quantities of oil to get shipped around the world. And he was selling like large marine vessels, towboats, just like working boats. So he needed a PA to like run his website, to do all his meetings, to just to run his business.
But was that whilst you were studying?
No, so this was before I started studying. So I went and worked for him as his PA, ran his whole business for him. He was a really interesting, smart person. And then one day he was like, Maria, what if you could do anything, what would you want to do? And I was like,
study.
I mean, I would be an architect because it just sounds, I just think it's like the perfect mixture of technical and creative. But I don't know, I couldn't do it. And he was like, yes, you can. I will help you build and he like researched everything that I needed to get done to apply to
get into the university.
Yeah, he was like kind of my mentor, right? Yeah. He was a smart guy. So he helped me. He like cracked the whip, helped me build everything, the kind of portfolio that I need to apply for an architecture degree. And I got in and I applied for all the universities in New Zealand, and I got into a couple of universities because of him. What
would you have to get? Like, you have to like show that you've been doing buildings or drawings or sketches, or what's the prerequisite? Do you remember?
Well, he kind of helped me with that. He was like, okay, this is what they'll want to know. So he kind of told me to do some creative kind of pieces, art pieces, more technical pieces. And then I was like, okay, well, I'll just go to some places and take some photos and do like an architectural intervention and draw them up, just based out of my intuition. And that was like my portfolio, plus all of my school grades and my grades from my international business degree. And that got me in because of him.
Yeah, I mean, because of you and him. Like, he gave you the fucking kick.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do it without him.
And then with the support of your kind of mentor, like, you kind of managed to do the masters as well. And how did you continue then? I mean, like, you went to move to the big city?
Yeah.
Or when did you go to New York? I mean, like, there's another kind of like section of your life.
Yeah. So I did my master's, and then while I was doing my master's, I was kind of working as a teacher's aide in the university, as well as working for Cart Studio, a little architecture office in Auckland City. And then while I was doing that, I was like, okay, where do I want to go? Because at the time I was kind of obsessed with the software that I was using for my architecture programs. It's called Revit. And I was like really obsessed with that software.
You were like a geek.
Yeah. I was like, 3 a.m. at uni. Like, my boyfriend at the time was like, come home.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm still working. I come back
soon.
Yeah.
And then I found this, and then I was like, you know what? I want to go work in New York City. And I didn't have a job.
Of course, that's Kuzma's style, I
Yeah,
suppose.
Kuzma style. And I didn't have a job. I just got the work visa, which was easy to get because I had an Australian passport. And I just went there and started a job at this really cool bar just to get, you know,
Get into it,
just
yeah.
to get into New York City. And also it's expensive. So just to like make money and learn about the city and the people. And then it took me like maybe a month or so just applying to jobs for a junior architect. And there was this amazing job that came up and I was like, wow, it was like building the new skyline of New York City. It was so amazing.
But hold on, what, were you searching like what newspapers, or how did you find out about
To
the
be
job?
honest, my auntie helped me get the job because I was searching online job platforms.
Was your aunt looking online as well for
Yeah,
you?
because my Filipino auntie, she was living in, it wasn't New York City, it was above New York City. I can't remember the name now. Like in a bay area. And she was like, hey, Maria, you know, look at these platforms here. She was like trying to help me.
Yeah.
And it was because of her that I got this job.
Awesome.
Yeah. Went for the interview and I was like, there was a visiting architect who I thought was amazing in New Zealand one time. And I asked him for advice and he'd happened to be in New York City as well. So I went and saw him and he also gave me advice and I just got pretty much the dream job.
And how long did the dream job last?
It lasted a year and they wanted me to come back because I was like, I want to go snowboarding now.
Oh, really? After a year,
Yeah.
Maria Kuzma decided to go snowboarding again?
Yeah, I was like, well, you know.
A year is a long time, and I have to go
I was
snowboarding.
like-
Sorry, I'm busy.
Yeah, and then I was like, I want to also compete still.
Oh, you were still like thinking about, yeah, of course, you were
Yeah,
like the total
yeah.
prime time, like of your fucking
Well,
life.
that was my excuse anyway.
Yeah, of course.
to
but
go
I mean,
snowboarding,
Like, it's a very
you know.
valid reason.
Yeah, that was my excuse.
And how did it go with them?
Well, they were like, great, we would love to put you on a contract where you leave for your winter season and then you come back and work. And I was like, okay. I said yes.
There's still shekels involved.
Yeah, went snowboarding, got some advice from a mentor from Tule, from a team manager at Tule, who's now head of PR, Tina. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And she was like, don't go back.
No.
And I was like, really?
Should I not?
Should I not? And she was like, no, don't
So
go back.
what's appealing to go against the safety route? What is there any appeal?
Well, there is a quote that says, like, if your path isn't clear, then you're on the right path.
Mm-hmm. So you like uncertainty?
Or maybe it was also because the job that I was at was a bit of a clash between my core values. You know, you're making these like massive buildings out of steel and glass.
Yeah.
And although the technical and the technical stuff behind it was really appealing to me and obviously good money, but then it was like, do I really want to be doing that? My mentor from Chile was like, she was like, what else do you want to do? And I was like, I'll probably just go to Indonesia after the winter. And she was like, just do that. So I went to Indonesia and worked hard on a proposal for Brazil.
Okay, so you took the time to kind of like really figure out, like this was like a transition period where you actually asked yourself the question, do I want to go back or not? Is there something else which motivates me?
Exactly.
more?
Or what else would be a project that kind of aligns more with my core values?
What can I say?
Yeah.
I'm surprised. But you didn't feel like, but how do you deal with big cities now? Do you just go there? Do you have the filters for them? Because, you know, for me, sometimes, you know, I don't have filters. I go to a place, you know, when it's too busy, there's poverty, there's people begging, there are robberies. I mean, I was in London years ago and you know, within a day, you know, I got, my girlfriend kicked me out of her apartment. I saw a guy trying to sell a stolen laptop. And at the same time, I was in a phone booth, like, whilst someone got robbed. And I was just like, you know, I called my father and I was like, this is too much, man. I can't deal with it. How do you deal with it?
I'm trying to think of the last time I was in a big city. But New York was just so cool for me because, you know, from someone from New Zealand, you know, it was so familiar because it's part of my upbringing watching those big American movies.
Okay, I get it. Same language.
Yeah, same language.
Yeah.
Big advantage. And just like everywhere I walked, it was like these scenes that were so familiar because I'd seen them before watching movies. And it felt kind of glamorous, but also familiar.
Yeah, because you had exposure to that kind of environment.
Yeah. And also where I found a place to live was this old candy factory in Bushwick, in like right before it got gentrified. So it was like real Brooklyn.
Yeah, old school.
renovated candy factory with all these creatives in this like big apartment, high ceilings, brick walls.
Yeah, they're quite beautiful apartments.
Yeah, photographers. There was one guy that was like making music out of like old equipment, and then another filmmaker, and then another person that was hacking video games, and it was just like wow.
I totally get that. There is a certain feeling of, there's a lot of creativity in New York. I mean, even if you go into the train stations and the people are playing music there, and when they come with their keyboards, you know, they just play a little tune and everybody gives like $1, $1.
Yeah, so much good music.
Totally agree. Yeah.
And I would like walk into a jazz bar on my way home, just on my own, and I would like hear this amazing music, and I'd be, you know, it was just. No,
I agree. I mean, the best gypsy jazz. I listened to Stefan Brembel, you know, the guy who also made the soundtrack for Vicky Cristina Barcelona, I think, and he was playing there also, like, and it was a super small venue years back, and the guy just said, you know, that was like what, 10 years ago, and the guy said, like, you know, just switch your phones off, this is only one and only tonight.
Yeah.
And I've never seen that good of a gypsy jazz, you know.
Yeah.
Like, so there is definitely a lot of good music, good culture, a lot of creativity going on in New York. I get it.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
When did you go? Did you ever go back?
I went back a lot. Because after I left New York City, I stayed in contact with a good friend of mine that was living in the same apartment, Sarah. And while I was working on Recycle Build, I was like, hey, we should work on, try and get a project up and running out of New York or just somewhere in America. And this was pre-COVID. So what me and Sarah did, she had a project that was kind of architectural based, making like recording studios for young millennials, like a live workspace, but recording studios for creatives. So we actually did the whole business plan. We applied our business plan and our design idea to a few different architectural competitions. We went to where's the place that the Ford factories were at?
Detroit.
We went to Detroit. Yeah. That was amazing. We went and studied all these different recording studios around like LA, New York City, and Detroit. And we actually found a factory that was, many factories that were being sold.
Totally empty, the whole industry
totally
collapsed,
empty.
Yeah.
Like these factories were the size of a suburb.
Massive, yeah.
And we had this like, you know, these projects that were like implementing tech and affordable living and creative studios. And right before COVID hit, we actually had a business plan, all sussed, and our plan was to follow a pitching tour around America. And I think there was like 6 different places where you would pitch your project to investors in person. And then by the end of the pitching tour, you either have like a very well polished business plan, or you get picked up by some investors. So that was my plan before COVID happened. And then
just before that, 18,
right before,
19 or 20.
Yeah. Right before COVID happened, that was my, like, I've got all the visual assets. It took us ages to build them. And then COVID hit. And then over COVID, I was stuck in Austria.
Yes.
And then we built New Cycle.
Okay, tell me about New Cycle, because you've been juggling around with the word for a bit, but I don't think my audience knows. What is New Cycle? New
Cycle is a network of waste to value conversion technologies.
What's waste to value conversion technology? That's quite a fancy.
It is, because it's the only simple term we can give it, because there's a bunch of different technologies out there, grassroots or high tech, that can convert certain waste streams into high value materials, right? Whether that be a pyrolysis machine or a grassroots biotech that converts, let's say, organic waste into something else.
So we're talking about, for example, like paper, newspapers, cardboard boxes getting put into a paper bin, and then someone picks it up and recycles the stuff and actually produces paper again for someone else.
I think the easiest reference that we actually worked on was, let's say, the pyrolysis machine, which we had, right?
What's that?
The pyrolysis machine
What's a pyrolysis? I have no idea.
Pyrolysis is, I'll start from the beginning. Pyrolysis machine is like, you get problematic plastic waste streams.
Yeah.
right? And you have like, let's say, just for ease of talking, a 1 ton machine. So you feed this 1 ton machine with 1 ton of problematic waste streams that can, in normal scenarios, cannot get recycled. Unrecyclable plastic.
Yes.
Foam, extruded foam, which is like, you know what I mean by foam? Like,
Yeah, the stuff which makes crazy sounds.
yeah.
Is that the sound? The foam?
Yeah, it's like the stuff that's
The
like
styropor.
styrofoam.
Styrofoam.
Yeah.
Yeah, styropor.
Yeah. That's unrecyclable.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice for packaging when you get your shit out, but I mean, it's light as hell, but what are you going to do with it?
And it's very insulative.
It is actually.
Yeah.
You could build a house out of it, probably.
They are building houses out of it.
They pulverize it and they fill it up, fill the cavities of the walls probably with it.
They can, or I know people who are making it out of raw.
Just as plasterboards or...
Like sheets that are like this thick, like big sheets.
Yeah,
of
and
it,
you can fucking glue them on the wall.
No, they literally make buildings out of it because it's structural. So they,
Depends
it is
how...
the wall. It is the wall.
Because of the weight-bearing properties.
And it doesn't get moldy.
No, because there's no water coming into it.
Well, because water doesn't affect it. Mold can't grow on it.
Because it's
plastic.
So... Yeah, horrible.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But it's okay.
Foam. So imagine like
Back to the 1 ton
harvesting unrecyclable plastics from the environment, which there is many, especially in the Indonesian, Southeast Asia. And then you put it into this pyrolysis machine, and through the action of pyrolysification, I think that's the word, it turns that problematic waste back into a usable form of diesel.
Okay, diesel. So
waste
getting the mineral oil
to value.
Yes.
So that was that. That was New Cycle. So we built that company over COVID instead of me going on a pitching tour through America.
I get it now. Sorry. Now the Detroit idea or this idea was like, okay, then you realize, we're stuck in Mayrhofen.
Yep.
Let's do something else.
I can't go to America because remember COVID? America was wild. Black Lives Matter. Trump and COVID.
God heaven.
Like I remember when it started here in Europe first, and I called my project partner in New York, and I was like, "This shit is getting wild.
Yeah.
You need to leave New York ASAP."
Yeah,
and she was like, "No."
She didn't believe you, yeah.
And I was like, "No, you need to leave tomorrow."
The first case is also very important. Exactly after this fucking.
Yeah. It was all here, and I was like, "No, you need to go home.
Get out of the city.
You need to go to Vermont." She was originally from Vermont, and 2 days later, she was packed up and gone. She listened to me.
Yeah, of course, because New York was every big city was a nightmare. Yeah.
And we had some ongoing meetings for this Detroit project with another project partner in Detroit, and so we had like first-hand news from what was happening. And she had a panic attack once on the phone with us. Like, she had a little black boy son, and she was like, "I can't even have him go downstairs because little black boys were getting shot and COVID, and it was just, and it's still happening now. America's wild."
Yeah. I mean, literally 2 days ago, this woman was shot by this ICE agent, which is probably gonna push another civil unrest.
Did you watch that movie Civil War?
No, I didn't.
It's really good.
What is it about?
It's a new movie about civil war.
In America? 2025, 2027.
Yeah, like 2030.
Yeah, new school.
It's wild.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's not that far off.
And it has like probably one of, I don't want to assume things, but it has one of our favorite
character in it.
Actors who's like...
Who is what? Let me guess. Will Ferrell.
No.
Who?
Kirsten Dunst.
Oh.
Remember Kirsten Dunst?
Who is Kirsten Dunst?
She was like, I'm going to say she was from our age.
Oh, what, from our age?
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck she is.
Kirsten Dunst.
Like, God, like, there's going to be like...
She was really cool. She was like,
Kirsten
she
Dunst.
was Spider-Man. She
like
was
Dunst or Dunst?
Dunst. Kirsten Dunst.
Right.
But, yeah.
So anyways...
Civil War, you should watch that movie.
I really don't need to watch the movie. I would suggest that you watch some Chomsky, actually. There's a really good documentary with Chomsky, Noam Chomsky.
What's it called?
Something about America. But it just, I mean...
Because Noam Chomsky is my favorite.
Yes.
Did you watch that documentary that was made by that French guy about Noam Chomsky?
No.
Oh my God, amazing.
I just listen to him a lot. I mean, Zizek and Chomsky are like my little...
It will be a
bedtime
sad
lecture.
day. He's getting old, man.
He's just been to the hospital actually, and there hasn't been any public appearance for 3 months now, so it's quite hard. There's been some rumors going on YouTube, but I mean, last recorded interview I think was 6 months ago. I mean, he's 84, 86 now, so it's like, and the last few interviews were quite, I mean, he's lost his wife 20 years ago, 15 years ago, so he eventually has to die. I'm actually,
man.
well, he's done everything he could.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, the question is, who is the new Noam Chomsky?
There is no other Chomsky, because it's really hard for, I mean, let's just put it like this, it's very hard for modern, there are no more intellectuals like these people. Michel Foucault was one, Chomsky was one, I know a professor was a bit like him, but you know, you don't get intellectuals like that anymore. With that much knowledge.
That was one of my best things that came out of university. I was introduced to Noam Chomsky, and that like changed my life.
He's challenged a lot of thought in the US.
I love
and
that,
I mean,
man.
like, it's quite interesting, and the weird thing will be, like, he will probably die in a time when, you know, the Americans are pushing heavy on South America again, and a lot of his work has been done about South America. And he's got an incredible amount of knowledge about the amount of influence the US politics have had on South American policy.
Yeah, and he talks a lot about East Timor too. Stuff that he's...
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's Chomsky. Yeah, he's a fucking legend.
He's a legend.
You went back not because you had Corona was on, and then you decided to do this.
So we decided to do New Cycle.
That was also with the person who had the idea with you in America.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I did go back to New York a lot to keep trying to get this project done.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit, and then I was like, out of COVID, I did go back to, it was in Vermont. There was a event called Sea Change where I went there to talk about New Cycle's initiative. And I did a whole visual campaign about that for this event in Vermont. And that was the last time I've been back there.
What interests you about being more freelance? Because obviously, like, you know, there was a time in your life where you were actually employed. What's the, I mean, obviously, like, as an athlete traveling and snowboarding and stuff, you know, there is a lot of freedom. Is that still something like why you don't go back to a normal job?
Well, you know what, I would love, that's what I'm working on right now. So I have like a very small base of money that I get from snowboarding. And over the years, I've just become so good at, I don't know, just living pretty baseline. So that when I'm not snowboarding, I can put my money and invest my time and my money into these initiatives to try and get things working.
I get it. So you became like a mouse. Like a small mouse, like living on not a lot. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a very important stage for someone to go through.
I'm not saying anything. I wasn't taking the piss out of you. I just think it's a good thing.
Yeah,
being a mouse.
It's a good analogy. So when I'm not snowboarding, then I met the New Cycle team, and they were very, very, very aligned with my core values. And they're an amazing team. I do believe that we could do a lot of stuff together, make a big impact, which we are every day trying to do. New Cycle happened. We worked on a few things. Some things didn't work out. There was some drama that I can't actually even say online.
So there's always drama, don't worry about it.
There's so much drama, not within the company, but just with, we were getting prototypes made in Indonesia, etc., kind of stalled on some things because of that. And then this whole time we've been like, okay, I learned a lot of things from trying to build things in Brazil and trying to build materials and business structures out of Indonesia. And now we're trying to kind of amalgamate everything and bring it into the Nordics. Because of course the New Cycle company was built and registered out of Finland. And during that time I was like, okay, I have a UK passport because my father is Scottish. But after Brexit, I could only come in and out of Europe for 3 months. And my business structure was very kind of wormy, and I even like sought out this Forbes businesswoman that was like specific for women that were needing help with business structure. And I remember calling her and getting a free 20-minute session with her, and I was like so stressed
What, for that talk or what?
Yeah, for the talk. No, because I was like, I don't know what the hell to do. I've got like money coming from here and money coming from there.
Oh, you just used it as like a coaching session.
Yeah, as a coaching session. I was
20
like, I don't
minutes
know.
with that woman.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Really?
Because you know what?
What did she say to you?
Because it was amazing because she was like, I'll get back to you. I don't know how to answer you because it's
I have never had a case like this.
Exactly. And then she came back to me and she was like, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know.
That's great.
And you're kind of in the clear now. And I was like, okay, that was when I had a Forbes businesswoman
Did she give you but hold on, did you give you the money back when she said, I don't know?
It was free.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it was free. She's so amazing.
Right, she doesn't know.
So cool. Free 20-minute session.
That's super nice.
Amazing.
But it's great that you didn't give you wrong advice.
Exactly.
She was honest.
She was actually like, actually, this is a very unique situation and it's something that I need to focus on.
Isn't every situation unique?
Yeah, because she was like, obviously, you're not alone. There's obviously like people in your position. So I was like, okay, this has to stop. I'm going to try to immigrate to Finland because that's where New Cycle is registered out of. This is where my colleagues are. My main business partner, Sabrina Vitasati, is there, and it's close to Europe. It's close to Austria, so
fairly close. Sorry, I'm just like closer than Indonesia.
Close enough.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Closer than New Zealand, that's for sure.
Oh God.
And they were like, I was like, okay, I'm going to apply for immigration via business. And they were like, well, you could try, but it's not very easy, you know.
Did you have to learn Finnish dances, or did they just let you in?
There was a lot of work to get in.
How? What?
There's a lot of paperwork, but to be honest, like this is why you know what? If I'm going to be patriotic about one country, and it surprises a lot of people, it's going to be Finland.
Of course, you have to be like that because they have one of the longest borders to Russia. You have to be patriotic.
Got to be friends with the enemy, right?
In general, I think you just have to be like happy that you got run behind a flag.
Yeah.
You know, when the enemy strikes. But I agree, you know, I've heard a lot of good things about Finland. The sauna, the drinking, the depression rate. It's beautiful.
Apparently the depression rate is quite low.
Is it going low? It used to be quite up.
No, I think it's quite low.
How come?
I mean...
Because of sauna.
Because of the sauna.
It's the sauna.
And the ice swimming.
They didn't have Wim Hof. They were just like before that.
Yeah, they were pre-Wim Hof, man.
Pre-Hof.
It's just finished swimming.
They didn't even call it like swimming. Just normal.
I was there in the winter on a casual Tuesday, minus 17 degrees, 9 p.m.
Drinking vodka and going to the
no
sauna.
No alcohol involved. Let's go for a swim. Mm-hmm. 9 p.m.
Beautiful.
So we walk down to the coast, which is like
with your neoprenes on.
Not even. No neoprene.
I'm just kidding. Of course, bare.
5-minute walk to the coast.
Naked as God made you. You jumped in.
There's a public government-owned bubbler.
What's a bubbler?
It's like
a whirlpool.
Creates bubbles so that the hole that they cut in the ice doesn't freeze over.
Ah, but you know, come on, cracking the ice open is part of the ritual.
I mean, they do crack the ice open, but then they put the bubbler in because everyone uses it all the time.
They have a bubbler.
So there's 9 p.m. at night, no lights, no sauna, just somewhere to take your clothes off.
There are no lights.
There's street lights from above, like from the road above, but it's just so
awesome.
Casual. And they just go swimming. And I was like, I feel like I'm in danger. Is this okay? And they're like, yeah, it's fine. Back home again.
You know, I think they're just preparing for the Russian invasion.
I think they're like...
Sorry, I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
They're living in the future.
Really bad joke. They're living in the future. What kind of future is that?
I have no idea.
But the next ice age coming, you mean they're preparing for the next ice age. When there's no more coal to burn. No, it sounds really nice, by the way. I'm making it sound horrible, but you know, it sounds really nice. I'm glad you found your place in Finland. Yeah. And you can jump into where the bubbler bubbles.
Yeah, I passed the test. I passed the hardest way to get in, which is via business. So they accepted. So I'm now a Finnish resident.
You're a Finnish businesswoman.
I'm a Finnish businesswoman, and we are now working on our new project that is a collaboration between Nusa Santara, which is our parent company of New Cycle, and Studio Kuzma, which is the company that I created to immigrate to Finland.
Yeah, I'm still, you know, there are many leads, okay.
Yeah, and out of that comes from all of our experience in Indonesia as well as Brazil, the Myzelium, which is a project that we're working on right now for the forestry industry. Right now, I mean, we can expand from that, but right now we're focusing on the forestry industry, creating mycelial filtration units for the swamps to
Yeah, please explain a little bit more. Mycelium for the swamps.
mycelium filtration units for the
Okay, so
swamps.
what are you filtering?
We're filtering, so what's happening right now in Finland and all over Europe, especially anything that's like running into the Baltic Sea, is eutrophication. So what's happening is there's a few different factors. There's a lot of pesticides and fertilizers that are going into agriculture and growing timber. And there's a lot of ditches that are being built. I mean, there's like, I think between 1 and 2 million, let's say up to 2 million kilometers of ditches that are being built to grow timber in Finland. And timber is like one of the biggest exports of Finland.
So there's a lot of
There's a lot of ditches, there's a lot of water being flushed out of the swamps. And because of this, there's now eutrophication. In the summers, there's...
What's eutrophication? Sorry, can I just ask you, what's eutrophication?
Eutrophication is the acceleration of, or the abundance of pesticides and fertilizers in the water. So it creates like algae blooms and plants growing faster in the water, and it gets all the oxygen out of the water.
So it's because of the usage of extra added materials to the
and also organic matter.
Organic matter.
Yeah.
So anything just to make the stuff grow faster, or like, or just to change like
and
what
algae blooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like in the summer, there's like algae bloom alerts where you cannot actually go even into the water, or even when it's high, dogs can't go swimming in the water, and topsoil is getting flushed out of the land. And so one of our solutions is to create like a deployable system of filtration units, basically. Yeah, they're kind of like mycelial cartridges that you plonk into the ditches, and then every 3 or so months you can replace the mycelium cartridges.
It's like a filter system.
Yeah, and I've just in the past November, I mean, this is a new initiative. I was testing our unit, so we had grown the substrate, built the units, and then I went and built the bench test equipment to test the units in like a closed environment. And I was impressed with the intelligence of the mycelium. I came there with no expectations. I was like, I'm just going to go. I'm going to meet up with my business partner, Sabrina, and our other project partner, Riku. And we've got our lab growing in the Finnish archipelago there, which is a beautiful place anyway to be. Surrounded by all these beautiful islands. I was living on the second biggest island in Finland. And yeah, I went there with no expectations to test how our biotech was working. And wow, I did not expect that.
The filter's working.
It's working. It's insane. It was like consistently dropping the pH level down, consistently taking the fertilizers, the phosphates, the heavy metals out, and also clearing the organic matter out of the water. It's so simple.
Yeah, and what happens with the mycelium afterwards?
Well, our idea is that because it's the wood chip, because the substrate is a wood chip that mimics the forest that's already there. So our idea is that you can just take the substrate out and put it in the forest.
I get it.
And then put a new one in.
I get it. So it's but I mean, okay.
Why not?
I don't know if there's anything getting filtered out, even heavy metals and stuff. But I mean, I guess it's not the case. I don't know what gets filtered out.
The beauty of it is that of course we did the test to prove that those worked. But there's a lot of, because
more research to need to be done. I totally get it.
No, there's a lot of research already done.
Oh, okay.
So we're backed up already.
Yes.
Anyway, by a lot of research papers that are already done out of America with one of our partners that we've signed with, who she's a mycelial toxicologist. She's already done all the work. She's published all the papers. So even without doing the testing, we already have backup.
Okay. So the idea is to kind of work on that now. You have mind focused like mainly on that.
Yeah.
Apart from jumping around different countries.
Yeah.
And doing the Myzelium.
Myzelium.
Who came up with that word? The name?
I mean, it's kind of...
was it
because we've
obvious?
got Nusa Centaurea, and then New Cycle, and then Myzelium. It's kind of...
Is it going to be any ni coming up or ne or na? It's mainly
I think
nu.
it's just nu.
Is it Finnish for something or is it just...
Well, it's kind of like short form of new, right?
New.
Yeah,
I get it.
But
new.
it's just
and
u.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that in our mindset, it's like new cycle, which is a new cycle.
I get it.
And then Myzelium.
Yeah, it's a nice word of
new mycelium.
Yeah, but it's really interesting, isn't it? Like it's but what's the good thing about it from an architectural point of view?
Well, I mean, there's insulative properties, there's sound insulation properties. It's sustainable, like it's regenerative, and you can throw it out, and it's, you can get back into the...
Yeah, totally biodegrades, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's just... And
once
tactile,
once it's established, like, what is it still, like, I ask myself, is it living matter or dead matter, or is it like in between? Yeah, because I really don't understand it.
No, it's basically like a bio
like a tree,
alternative to
branch.
Extruded foam.
Yeah, but
styrofoam.
Yeah, but it's not foam.
No,
it's not made out of chemicals.
Like. No, it's made out of literally.
But it's not.
Roots.
Yes, of course, but the question is like, does it still live or not?
No.
Can you relive it again?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
No. I think it just biodegrades.
Once it's there, it's like an established structure, like a crystalline structure.
Yeah.
It stays there. It's got some form. It's got some formations in it.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking to me like I'm like a mycelial expert.
Yeah, really. You should know.
Which I'm not.
Call your friends now.
Yeah. I have my business partners that have a really...
Your job is just to kind of like look at different things.
My job is to figure out how to build it.
And how? What are the challenges? How to
building it?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I mean, it's so finicky because your timeline is basically scheduled around the mushrooms.
Yeah, right? You have a organic growth process of something.
Exactly.
And that's you.
No, well,
building
I'm
the field. No,
I'm
no.
the
I
one
mean
that's building the units and building the bench testing equipment, but I'm also figuring out. I'm being guided by a mycelial toxicologist. She's
but you have to figure out how to build it.
Yeah.
In a certain time frame.
And also, like, let's say we had 6 big bins. No, we had 12 big bins.
Yeah.
And only 6 of them survived.
What do you mean by bin?
Like imagine like a big.
Like a box.
Like those bins that you roll out with trash.
I get it, but the bin is like for what?
The bin is we basically put the
to let the grow in.
Yeah.
Like the grow bin.
So out of those.
Grow box.
Yeah. So out of those, we had like 6 that didn't succeed.
Out of how many?
Because it was the first time we did it. Out of 12.
That's normal.
So it was 50-50. So it was our first time, and it was like, oh, okay. So one day it got too cold, and it stumped. And those six ones that didn't work.
Yeah, it's quite tricky with grow boxes, isn't it?
Exactly. And it was a different species. So certain species work well. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have the right conditions.
Yeah.
So your challenge is to like tailor and because we're talking about not mass production, but we're talking about a manufacturing.
Yeah, that's what we're figuring out right now.
Of course. So so you cannot talk.
No, I can't say much.
No, I totally get it. But it's tricky to get the boxes growing. I mean, like everybody who's ever had like a normal mushroom grow box at home.
Exactly.
It's tricky because you need to there's mold, there's water, there's influence, how much watering, too much watering. You have to really figure out, and you have to literally figure it out. It's like gardening, isn't it?
It's like gardening.
It is.
It's great.
So you're really into it.
I love it.
It's better than building with concrete, in New York.
Exactly.
So I'm really happy for you.
Thank you. When I was in New York, our lab in the archipelago in Finland, I spent 3 weeks there before coming here.
Yeah.
After being in Indo. Every day I would just wake up, do a pour, test the water, do a pour, test the water, have a cup of tea.
Yeah, you were super psyched, weren't you?
Test the water and then have a cup of tea outside and look at the ocean and It was
What a nice place to work, huh? Way much better than New York.
New York's pretty cool though.
I know.
It's pretty cool.
But
I've got to experience it all.
this was a really insightful conversation with Maria Kuzma. And if you want to dive deeper into her current mycelium projects and what she's up to, definitely check her out on Instagram and her YouTube channel as well, where she shares tons of great content, especially around avalanche safety in the mountains.